What is good, everybody? Man, it's your boy Jay in the building. We is back again with another video. Now, before we get this video started, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys share the video. We have Bethune Cookman on the menu today, man. And the reason why is because, listen, there's a quite little buzz surrounding Bethune Cookman heading into 2024. And it got me thinking, could Bethune Cookman really be the dark horse? Is this the team that everybody needs to worry about in 2024? And I'm going to say straight off the bat, absolutely. They absolutely should. Not only because of who they have coming in, but I think their schedule is fairly, I think it's an easy schedule the way it's being put. But we'll speak about all that in just a moment, man. I do want to say shout out to Coach Raymond Woody for the job he's came in, especially after, and I keep reiterating this, the job that Bethune Cookman has done, just getting themselves out of that Ed Reed situation, them finding Coach Woody, and even though they didn't have a good season record-wise, they did put a few good games together, especially in conference play. When we talk about, I think they beat Texas Southern. I think they also beat Valley State. They almost beat Jackson State. They played well versus FAMU for the most part. Listen, they were in a lot of close games in terms of conference play. And I think this year, listen, I think they could be on the little revenge tour when it comes to 2024. But let's dive into who they have coming back, who they have coming in. I want to say shout out to them defensively. I think they're going to be a monster defensively. Now, they are losing some all-conference players. I think Amari Hill, graduated. I think Eddie Walls transferred out. And I think they also losing Iverson Clement. I believe so. I think so. They are missing out on two good corners. So I think they do probably need to address that situation if they didn't already. Now, the guys that they do have coming back, they have Darius Thomas, their linebacker who led the team in tackles last year. They also have Shelton Quarles, the other linebacker. They have Stephon Sparrow, and they also have Adrian Hall at the D-line spot. So while they do have some quality guys that are coming back, the guys that they have coming back, or that they have coming in, I believe, is the story of their offseason thus far. And I think everything started off with when I think Coach got his son from UCLA. Now, his son, Raymond Woody III, is a former 4-star recruit. I think he was there. He was at UCLA for about 2 years, and now he's at Bethune Cookman. And I think everything kind of snowballed from there. Like, just to name a few, you get Orion Patu, who's a former 4-star recruit from Arizona. You get Tremaine Pastor, the one of their inside linebackers, who's a transfer from Colorado State. Then you get Dallas Corbin, who I think he's entering his grad year, a transfer from UCLA, D lineman. Then you get then you get the quarterback who knows? I don't know if he's going to be the starter or not, even though he is coming in a little late. You get Michael Bowens, who's a former 4-star recruit, one of the top, I think, dual threat quarterbacks coming out of high school. He spent a year at Oklahoma, spent a year at UNC Charlotte, now at Bethune Cookman, and I think defensively they're gonna be okay. I think offensively is where I think we're gonna have to check some things out a little bit, man. I think because they did have some problems offensively, especially heading into this year where I think they're losing, I think their top 3, their top 4 receivers from last year. But they do have guys coming in. You have Sean Russ, who's a 6'4" receiver from Arizona State. You do get Lorenzo Jenkins, 6'3" receiver from Pitt. Then you get you get Javon Ross, who's a 3-star recruit coming out of Florida. Then you get Matthew McKenzie, who's a 6'3" receiver from Florida as well, who's a 3-star recruit. So they do have some guys coming in terms of weapons on offense. Now, how them weapons gel together is going to be quite interesting. Now, they do have a little, I don't know if Micah Bowens does pick up the offense quick enough, then I'm pretty sure he'll be the starter. If not, I think they do have 4 games to figure it out. Because, mind you, speaking of their schedule, I think their schedule works perfectly well for Bethune-Cookman because you have 4 non-conference games before you play Alabama State. And mind you, and I think all of their tough conference games they have at home. And all of their easy conference games they play on the road. Like they have Alabama State at home. They have Jackson State for homecoming. They have Grambling State at home. And then of course they have FAMU for the Florida Classic. But then on the road you have Valley State. You have Alabama A&M, who chances are I think their head coach is in the hot seat. You have Southern on the road, in which I think they just got a new head coach. You have Texas Southern on the road, who is in rebuilding mode and got themselves a new head coach. And mind you, and keep in mind about the Grambling State, where they just got a new head coach. So I think Bethune-Cookman, in terms of schedule-wise, are in a pretty good position. They are in a pretty good position, especially the week before Alabama State. You get Clark Atlanta, who you'll get an easy game heading into conference play. So they do have 4 weeks to get their offense situated. And mind you, on offense, they get I didn't even mention them getting William Roberts, who Rick Ross's son. You get Cross Patton, who's Big Boy's son. Both of those guys on offense. So listen, I think Bethune-Cookman is creating a whole new energy. I'm sorry, hold on, blurry. I think Bethune-Cookman is creating a whole new energy, and I think it could set the tone for how their season might go. But I do want to say this though. I'm afraid that I want to take them seriously, but I got to see how they play for Alabama State. I think that game right there is going to tell me what I need to know about Bethune-Cookman and if we should take them seriously. Now, mind you, even if Alabama State does beat Bethune-Cookman, they still have FAMU and Jackson State to worry about in the conference. So just because, listen, this game won't make or break the East Division, but it could tell a story of where the season might go for either team. Because I think both Bethune-Cookman and Alabama State are dark horses to sneak by FAMU and Jackson State. Because I still think Jackson State and FAMU are the top 2 teams in the conference. I still believe that. But listen, it took some heroics from Jackson State to beat Bethune-Cookman, and now they have them at homecoming this year. So listen, I think Bethune-Cookman really has a chance to do something special this year. But I am going to take a close look at them offensively and see what they look like. But listen, Bethune-Cookman could very much well be a dark horse to win this conference. or at least go to the SWAC championship game. It'd be the first time they've gone to since entering the conference. So, but I am looking forward to them to have a good year. I do hope that all them pieces gel together, but I want to see them put it together. And speaking of historically, listen, they haven't beat Alabama State since 2019. They haven't beaten Texas Southern since from what I saw, since the 1980s or whatever. I think they're on the losing streak versus Jackson State as well. They're on a losing streak versus FAMU. So listen, Bethune Cookman could very well be on a revenge tour. So listen, all I'm going to say is I'm going to be on the lookout for Bethune Cookman in 2024. It's going to be very, very interesting to look at this team this year.